Hey, it's me. So, on the bench, I've got a B&O CDX CD player. Some people call them the CDX1 because there was a CDX2, but at the time they didn't know there was going to be a second one, so technically they're just called a CDX. This one has usual issues, sort of strange noises and stuff on playback, and one channel is missing. So, strange noises generally are these feed through points on the board. As you can see, I've soldered those and put little wires feeding through. So the copper clad ground plane, as they call it, feeds through, and they're just like little PCB rivets to start with, and they basically go tarnished and dry jointy. So the idea is you poke a bit of wire through and resolder them so it bonds the ground plane side back to the points on the other side where it's required. That's one fault. Secondly is these little relays fail, and they're actually reed switches. They're a strange device. Two little reed switches in there in those coils, then a voltage is applied to these two pins which energizes the coil, and then the reed switches fly into action. If you put 5 volts across it when it's out of circuit, you can actually hear them clicking. But this one, only one side's working, the other side. But one side reads 0 ohms, which is correct when it's initialized. The other one reads about 500 ohms, so it's obviously faulty. But you can't get into them, they're just sealed glass. So basically, there should be one in there, which is the one that's now in there. Because this board has a de-emphasis circuit on it to de-emphasize the signal on a CD that may have been recorded with emphasis, but it doesn't really happen nowadays. It's something that was invented back in the day and it's not used anymore. So there's a quick fix for these, where you, because this relay has never been used because it's never been in action, just test it anyway, but swap it for that one and then it restores your missing channel. So then I've got to bolt it all back together, give it a bit of a service. Looks like someone's turned the laser power up quite high on this, but I've tested it before. I took it apart and it was reading fine and it was nice and stable. So hopefully all should be good.